Let's continue our training on building out a site or funnel directly from a template that was right inside of the system. And we've been working through this idea of our top health coach secrets and helping people to book a complimentary appointment with us as they need to. And so we're going to talk about some of the other elements. Already we've gone through so many. We've talked about all of our text elements, our buttons. We've talked about all the different media elements you can use. And we're going to go through some of these others as well. And we're going to build that out today on our page. We have a booking page that came with our template. So if I click on the top section here where it shows me the name of the page I'm working on, if I click it on the left-hand side, you'll see it opens up our pages menu. And I just click on booking and it'll take me to this page here. Now, this is our default, and obviously we can come in and we can make changes however we want and write whatever we want. Make this fit you. I'll always say this when we're building out from templates. I could use this health-based site to build something for selling flowers or photography. It's really about the layout and the goal of my funnel or site. So we're doing this for health, so it makes sense, but you could do it for anything. And so we're inside of here, and this is where we've captured them. So they came in, they said, oh yeah, I want to do this. The goal of my funnel was to get them to book a free complimentary session. And they're like, yes, I want to. They clicked on it and it took them to this page and it says, let's book your appointment. So what do we need for them to book our appointment? Let's talk about some of the elements we have here. So as we come into custom, you're going to see we have code, survey, calendar, map, SVG, and reviews. And we're going to start here. So code, I just want to go over each of these. We're not going to do something with all of them, but code is if you're ever working with a third-party tool and they have a code they can give you, an iframe code, maybe their own embed code. We talked about embed codings in our last training when we talked about embedding a video, but sometimes you can get widgets. For example, I'll show you a great widget here. This is a company called Common Widget or Common Ninja, and they do dashboard widgets. So I could create a widget. Let's see here if I wanted to create one, just a simple one. So maybe I wanted to create one that was, let's click on Get Creative and see here. So maybe I wanted to do these three animated number counter. Sure, why not? Let's just use an animated number counter. So I'm going to create this animated number counter. And here's all of our numbers. So if I liked this, I would click publish it and save the widget. So then we're going to save it and we'll save it to social connector here because I actually use this system. And here it is. So all we're going to do is we're going to see our advanced options here. There's my code. See this code right here? So I could come in, I could copy this code from this company, for example, and there's lots of companies that do it. I could come in and inside of our platform here, I could add this code option, just drag it on here. Let's drag it. There we go. Drag it right in to the folder and you'll see it says custom HTML code. I select it. It opens up on my right-hand side where all of our editing takes place. Click on the code editor. And if I paste this, get ready, you're going to see absolutely nothing. You don't see anything, but if I save and then I preview the page by either clicking our preview button or just clicking right here on the link, what you'll see now is our code generator that we used is now all working. It's right here on our site. So there's always ways to add more than even what we offer you in the platform through code. And so this is what we can use code for. So we're not going to use code on this. We're going to go ahead and delete this element, but that's an option you have. And then another one that's really great to use, obviously surveys. So as you go through our survey trainings and our form trainings, you can add your surveys directly here and just drop them. And so you could do an entire survey. Now we don't have a survey built yet. So on this particular account, so we're not going to do that, but you could add a survey. They can fill it out and then just like that, you add them to automations. But what are we trying to do? We're trying to book an appointment. So let's click add element and we're going to use our booking calendar. So we're going to come inside, we're going to click it and we're going to choose our calendar and we're going to let's go ahead and do our coaching calendar here. So this is going to load our coaching calendar that we've already built in here. And it doesn't have anything to show us because no one's truly attached this, but a person would be able, there we go. So a person would be able to come into the site. They go into, let's save this page here. Okay. They go in and they can choose their booking on, because they go to the offer page. And when they say, yes, I want to do this, then that offer page is going to take them right when they click this. Remember, we created this button that's going to take them to the next step, which is booking. So I'm going to click preview to show you. So if I click here, now it's going to take me to this page where my entire booking calendar is set up and ready to go. And then I would go through the process of booking out their appointment. And then once they do, it's going to take us based on what we tell it. So let's show you now. Based on what we tell it, so we'll click on booking. Let's click on our calendar that we're editing here. And right here, it's going to ask us. So these are our options for a calendar. It's going to ask us, where do you want people to go? Now for us, we're going to choose go to next step because we know our next step is the thank you page. So we're going to say go to next step. You're also going to see some advanced options if you want, very few of them, but you can turn this on or off in your inside of your mobile or desktop view. But that's about all you have there. And basically, they do this, and it will automatically take them to our thank you page. So let's save here. And let's jump to our thank you page. So now here we are on our thank you page, and this is where you can add your elements or and update things. So maybe it's a picture of you that you want to replace this and put a picture of yourself. So we'd come in, we add that picture. There's the epitome of a health coach right there. And let's do this though. They're coming to meet us because this is an in-person Health Coach Secrets. We do in-person coaching. And so they got to know how to get here. Watch this. Great new element. We're going to come in here and we have a map option. So we're going to go ahead and drag our map right here. And we're going to go ahead and type in our address, okay? So we are going to type in our address. So all we do is go into map options. We click open the map options. This is what it looks like. We type on search location. And we're going to go 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. Yes, we do all of our training at the White House. So we are going to click save. And now check this out. We have an entire section here that now they have directions on how to get here. We can add a new text that gives them all, we can actually put our address in. So we could come in and we could say, let's go ahead and add a new bullet list here. And right here, we're going to say, so here's your next steps. Let's make this white. So we'll come in here and we'll make the color white. And there we go. And let's make our icon white. Great. And let's go ahead and let's change this icon. And we're going to go, let's do map. Let's see if we can find one that we like. There's our map. Perfect. So we can create this map icon. And let's go ahead and make this bold. There we go. And we're going to say, instead of saying here's some stuff, which is the default, we're going to highlight this and we're going to say address 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Okay. And I don't know how to spell Pennsylvania, to be honest with you. All right. Doesn't matter. There we go. Avenue. Well, we have our spell checker. So let's go ahead and use our spell checker here. There it is. And now we're at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And look at this. The map's going to show them exactly how to get here. So let's save this. And now we've added a calendar. We've added the map. We can now come in and maybe you want to add some additional items here. So we can add, we're not going to go into SVG. It's just another type of graphic. We're not going to go into reviews right now. That's for training on reputation. But let's say we want to add a countdown. So we can say, hey, we came up with this idea that we're going to offer them this free consult, but normally the consult costs money. So let's go back onto our home page here. Let's go back to our offer page. And I think we should make this more like you got to get here. So we're going to add a countdown. Okay, let's add the countdown. And there it is. Now let's come in and let's set a date that this is your offer is going to expire. You got to do this by a certain date. So let's say that this date is no later than March 1st of 2025. This is how many days you have. until this countdown expires. All right, let's do that. So, and it's going to expire at New York time, right? Let's go ahead and update some stuff. Let's make it bold. There we go. The subtext, let's make this normal. And let's, at the end of this, when it expires, what do we want to do? Well, let's make it do some things. We can have it redirect to a URL. So when they come in, it'll actually take them to a different page. Or we can show or hide an element. Let's hide our booking element. So right here, we have our schedule your booking button. I'm going to change the name of this to call it booking button. That'll help us, right? I'm going to save the page. Now I'm going to come back to our button here, or our timer here. And we said we're going to hide an element. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to find that button. Okay. And there it is, our booking button. When I select this, what will happen now is when this timer hits 0, it will immediately hide this booking button. So they won't be able to get that free booking. Now, would we really do this? Probably not, but you might have offers or freebies you're giving away, and you want to get rid of the option for people to have those. This is how you would do that. You would hide those booking buttons, or you would hide that offer. You can also reveal items. So if you have elements that are hidden, so let's say maybe this location name. So we're going to name this hide. We're going to name this hide this because we don't want to see it. So we're going to hide this. Okay, now right now, if I click on my calendar and I scroll down here and I say show elements, you notice there's the hide this here. So I'm going to select that. We're going to click save. Now I want to show you something. Let it finish saving. Let's go ahead and preview this again. Scroll down. Notice we don't see anything here because we already, by telling this countdown to show that location name, it immediately had to hide that location name because the time wasn't up. Okay, so once the time is up, the new location name will pop up. So you could say something different that you want to say. You could change it. You could actually put a different button below this one that will appear when this one goes away. There's so many things you can do with this. So that's another option. I'm going to come back in here and we're going to change that. We don't need that. We're going to leave this the same. Click save here. I'm going to refresh our preview here in a second. Let's refresh it. And there you go. Now you see next level demo. That's the name of our location that we're working on. So that popped up because we got rid of that display option. You can do very similar things. This is a countdown to a specific date and time, but check this out. Maybe you don't want to do a specific date and time. Maybe you want to do a countdown timer that says something like this. Same idea, but instead you're just going to do hours and minutes to give this feeling that, hey, if you don't do this in the next 44 minutes, this offer is going away. But you can, same options here on the right-hand side, we have expire actions, all the things we showed you. However, you can have what's called a revisit action. So a revisit action means if a person's already been here and they come back, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to auto reset the timer when it's over? Or do you want it to auto expire for a certain number of days? So maybe it's already expired and they come back, and this was 44 minutes, but they come back the next day, you still want to show it expired, right? Or maybe you just want to hide the timer when they return and they don't even see it anymore. So you have options so that every time a new person comes on, they only have a certain amount of time to achieve the thing that you're telling them to do. This is really great to create urgency. The same thing is true if you use a day timer. So I can come in here and create a day timer. And this is very, very similar, as you can see, to the other timers. The difference is you're just putting in a time, a date that you want, or a time that you want this to end. So it's one day. It's going to happen today, but what time does it end today? And you have all the same options that you have. So you can play with these to figure out how you want to do your offers. For us, we actually don't need a timer on this. I just wanted to show you how you're going to use this. And then let's look at some of the other options you have here that you can do. So you have your timers, you can add dividers. And really what I'm trying to show you in this training is it's okay to play with things, to see what you like, to come in and work in your element, see if you like it, make changes to it. You're not going to break the system. The best way to learn is to do and create things. You can add a navigation menu, which we already have for you, but you could add a navigation menu. So, like, let's say I wanted to add a navigation here. Normally, I wouldn't do this to a funnel because I really want them to go through the steps. But let's say I wanted to add a navigation menu up here. I could add a navigation here. I can put items here right on the right hand side. I can say, where do I want these to go? I can change their names, right? So I can come in here and this is my home button here. I could call this offer just to show you. I could tell it it's going to go to a certain step. When they click it, it's going to go to the offer step. And we're going to leave it in this tab. So when I save here, notice this now changed to offer. I can have menus under menus. So you'll see we have the about menu here with team. So when I select this, it drops down, it shows me team. I can turn on or off the business name. I can change the colors here. There's so many things I can do. And we may do an entire training just on menus, but this is what a menu is. And then let's talk about just the last couple here that we want to work with here. You can also do, and I really like these, so you can do an image feature. So an image feature is exactly what you think. It's going to be an image with some featured information on it. So I can put my image in here. This is great for maybe an about me page, image with some featured information. And I can come in and then I can update this image here with the various information. And then we can come in and make all the changes like we would to any other element. So when you look at this in mobile, it's going to be above and below, just like that. All right. So lots of great tools for us to really customize our templates. And that's really our goal here, is for you to understand you have total control. You can do so many things. And we wanted to give you this training so you could see all the extra things that you can do. Now, in our final few trainings, what we're going to focus on are some of the nuances. We're going to talk about merge tags. We're going to talk custom values, as we call them. We're going to talk about some of the other little nuance items that you can do. Things like pre-done countdown timers, pre-done social media icons, pre-built sections that you can just start working on. So we're going to do a few trainings for the site building that are things that we have already done for you, but you may want to add these elements. We're going to talk about how to save these elements so that you can do even more with them. So a lot of great things that you can do, and we'll get to those in our next trainings. Hopefully this was helpful for you so you understand what